Welcome back to another No Name podcast. Today we have Johnny Tran and Kevin Tran, and we're gonna talk about, is the Illuminati real?
Hey guys, I'm Johnny Tran.
Kevin Tran, like I said.
Oh, sorry. I was too focused on
And is the Illuminati real? What do you think?
I really think we need the spinning chairs back.
Yeah, it's kind of
because I want to like look at you when we're talking.
We can scoot out a little bit.
Because you got a beautiful face.
Scoot out a little bit to the corner and then lean. Like this. Yeah, turn this in a little bit. Perfect.
Oh,
Just like this.
Oh, this is good.
You want to tighten yours up? Yeah. Is the Illuminati real?
Is the Illuminati real?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Illuminati, I feel like it's kind of been like disappearing, like fading. People have stopped speaking about it as much.
I agree, but what if that's just like a whole plan for them to kind of? What if they like distanced themselves or like rebranded themselves? You know?
Right. Rebranding.
The
Illuminati rebranding themselves.
There was. I remember back then Disney was like something with like Illuminati, like
oh, for real?
Like they would show like logos in their
like triangles and eyes.
Gravity Falls.
Oh,
Gravity Falls.
Yeah, I remember
everything
that.
Illuminati. Yeah.
Or is that just like to get people spooked out?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't think that they try to spook kids out.
Because I remember like back then when the Illuminati was like more feared in people's eyes. Now people don't really care as much, or it's not like a big thing. But I remember back when like Call of Duty and like that, all the big MLG gaming videos, like all those videos, you know, with smoke weed and then like the
oh
triangle.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And back when Tupac died and Michael Jackson died, like they had somebody to blame. And I feel like, I don't know if that was just the people being stupid, because we did blame it on the Illuminati. They're like, the Illuminati took Michael Jackson. He's not actually dead, you know. But now, when rappers and people are dying, it's the Illuminati isn't like a target anymore. It's like,
I mean, when X died, they were like, oh, it was planned. Like, the Illuminati was in it, and so was his mom, something like that. Because like now, like since X died, his mom has been milking his money, milking his money like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like because those gunmen knew where he was, exactly how much money he had in his little bag, and shot and killed him. And like that was that. You know what I'm saying?
But is his mom just like doing that just to get what she can get from?
I mean, I don't think his mom is like maybe, I don't know. This is all like conspiritual, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't know anything, like all the facts, but people have been saying, you know, Illuminati did it. His mom was in it. I don't know. We don't know, but like,
right. I guess.
I think to the public eye, it's very I don't know. It could be Illuminati.
Well, especially with people that like research more into this as well. I feel like I don't really care enough to like dig deep into that stuff, and so I probably shouldn't be the one talking about this. But like, because I really don't care who like, because it doesn't affect me, you know. It only seems to affect like celebrities and famous people.
I feel like so I was watching like back then I'd watch like Illuminati like documentaries, like how celebrities got into like their fame and stuff.
Right.
And a lot of Disney old Disney people went insane, like Demi Lovato, Britney Spears. You know, like they I think Demi tried to like overdose or something like that.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus went fucking kind of like in the phase too.
Yeah.
The one guy from Corey's in the House, what was it, Orlando something?
Orlando Bloom. I don't know.
He went crazy, like, and it was all related to like a brainwash.
But we don't have any like hard evidence, do
No,
we?
there's no hard evidence, but it's like all conspiratorial. But like there's been like testimonies of like MK Ultra, brainwash, which is when they take people in and like brainwash them to like become like they like obey like the fucking higher ups.
The Illuminati. But and then there's a counter argument like, is that what young fame does to you? Like you grew up all your life like in this process, and now that you're learning more about what you're missing out, and like like Justin Bieber, like he has a really hard time like dealing with his fame, and so he didn't know how to he didn't learn the basic things that people that don't grow up with fame learn. So is it just like having an abundance of money and fame that creates that person, or is it really them being brainwashed and going through that phase? Because it's tough if you're born into that lifestyle and then you're a teenager and you've just been on set and being told what to do all the time, and now like you're independent, and like the drug culture around you is like, oh, everyone's doing drugs. Like, is like that's easy to fall into,
It is, but my rebuttal is, why is there a common logo between like artists like Katy Perry, Eminem doing Devil's Horn and shit, and like Katy Perry would have like a album cover with like the fucking goat logo, a symbol or something like that.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like why is there a common theme between big name artists and how they act and how they do things with their music?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't give a fuck about this to to like have a deep opinion about it. It's just,
It makes me scared
why?
because like media coverage, I don't know, we get distracted really easily. You know, like let's take for example like coronavirus. Like I remember like last month everyone was like freaking out like, oh my god, we're all gonna die, it's like an epidemic plague. But now no one talks about it because media coverage like is shifting like people's attention to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Could be ties to Illuminati, we don't know, but like media coverage shifts attention so easily.
That's true.
And
I think it's just because, yeah, it's because like there wasn't like when the coronavirus came out, I was freaking out because I didn't know that it was like, because a bunch of people were like like the media made a big deal out of it, and then on top of that, I didn't know that it was treatable and made less severe. Like people had a way to make it not severe to the common man and woman. And it only affects people who have weak immune systems. But now that that knowledge is out, I'm like, oh, I'm chilling.
true. Do you think media controls like the way like people act?
Of course. I mean, that's why they wanted the doctor to keep it a secret, right? Because they didn't want people freaking out. Or that's what we think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's funny how like when media like releases like press, like people like change so like quick. Cause like I remember like back in 2016 when the election was happening, like the CNN and other big name companies would like start creating controversy around like the presidential election, how Trump was like doing bad shit, and all of a sudden people started like becoming anti-Trump, and all of a sudden people started to like have like sides, you know what I'm saying, like very strong opinions,
Right.
and then all of a sudden like they like stop covering because like Trump's like talking shit about like the CNN or something like that, and then people like start chilling out. I feel like media is like a very like a powerhouse for like behavior,
It is.
because it like highlights like shit that people want to hear, and then they're like, oh my god,
This is something to talk about, you know.
yeah. Why do you think media tries to do that? Remember, like Australia wildfire, all of a sudden stop covering that.
I don't know. I mean, it's their job.
It's like a hit and go. You know what I'm saying? They hit it and go, hit it and go.
I don't know. It's I don't have strong opinions about media,
Mm.
but it's their job. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's their job to make something huge, you know. And so
That's true.
uh,
I mean, they are trying to. Yeah, that's how they get like money too.
right.
Is making big stories. You got a point there. No cap. No cap.
Everything's about money, bro.
Everything's revolved. Is happiness about money?
To an extent, yeah.
Explain.
If okay, so there's a few different ways you could go about like that. Like I think about this because perspective is everything. And to relate it back to myself, I could say that like I'm in a situation where you could either say I'm in a pretty bad situation or I'm in a really, really great situation. Like, and there's ways to look at it, you know, and it's for everybody as well. So my situation is that I think about the most is where I'm 18 years old. I'm a realtor. I have a lot of opportunity there, and I have a lot of great things like a roof over my head, food, a job that pays for a job. I'm a food runner over at Terza, and that pays for gas, groceries, and just expenses. Some of the bad things are that I'm not like there's financial problems within the home, and I'm trying to find another place to live, you know, but it's so hard to explain. Like money would solve financial problems, but at the end of the day, if you have everything, it's still going to be what you think about that makes you happy or not, you know?
I think it's up perspective.
Yeah, that's true, because you see a lot of millionaires that are sad, but you also see a lot of millionaires that are happy, you know? And you see a lot of poor people that are sad, but you also see some of like the poorest people who spread so much joy.
I think money is temporary happiness. Money, because if you were to walk up to like a homeless person and give them $5, they'd be happy to find like food. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But people that win the lottery and have billions of dollars, they go insane because at first they're like, oh my god, I won, and all of a sudden now they're depressed and thinking, oh like I'm gonna spend so much money, and all of a sudden they spend all of it, and then they're poor, or like they have like a weird perspective of how since they're rich now they don't have to work, so that they quit their job, and then they don't have happiness from that. So I think money is temporary happiness.
Yeah, and it's all dependent on the type of person you are too, you know. If you're driven by success, and success is in the money you get, then it'll make you happy, you know. But if you're driven by, you know, spending time with other people, and then money with your loved ones, then money will mean less to you than it does to somebody else who's driven by getting that check. So it's different for everybody. But yeah, people have a really weird people that don't have a lot of money. I feel like they feel like money can solve everything, just because that's the thing that they're lacking.
Yeah.
And people that have all the money in the world feel like super lonely because they're lacking the friends and family and the love, because that's what they're lacking, you know. So man,
whatever you lack in life is what will bring you happiness.
No, I don't think so.
Like in dick, like oh shit. Also, you get dick. You're like
You
oh
fucking horny
shit.
ass.
I'm fucking happy as hell. But
You get-
like dick, money, love, anything. I think what you lack is what you will uh, uh, want in life. If you lack money, you want money. That's happiness. If you want dick, you get dick. That's happiness. If you want love, you get love. That's happiness.
Dude, emotions are the wackest thing ever. It's so
Emotions,
hard to
understand.
it's hard to understand because everyone is different, you know? If you understand that everybody is different, you really it's hard to try to talk about a topic because like everyone is so different. Oh man. But I don't want to say like you lack like your happiness comes from the things you lack because being content is wanting what you already have.
Mm.
So if you want what you have, then you'll be happy.
That's true. Taking a step back and seeing what you already have.
And I like to use this analogy as well, or this story. When you were 10 years old, what were you spending your money on?
Toys.
Toys. How much did those toys cost?
$15 a piece.
$15 a piece. And it gave you a good amount of happiness? For how long?
For like 1 or 2 years.
1 or 2 years. You'd play with those toys for 1 or 2 years. Now, what are you spending your money on?
Investments, like cameras and paying off bills and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Expenses.
How and like I just want to like add in like the speaker that you bought, right? Those like you're really hyped at first, right? And then it just becomes a part of your life and it just becomes another thing. A couple months later, you're going to want something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's like you're always going to want more, but if you can learn to accept what you have and be happy with what you have, then like that's where your happiness will come from.
I think it's hard for humans to even like accept that though. Like,
That's true.
humans always want more, you know what I'm saying? Like I have $5, I'm gonna want 10.
Mm-hmm.
Or I have a bottle of water, I'm gonna want more of that, you know what I'm saying? Cause I think we are never satisfied with what we have.
Yeah.
Because society just keeps on pushing us more and more, like marketing and stuff. You know, like you can go to the grocery store and find coupons for like oranges. I'm gonna want that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because it's being marketed to you. But
Yeah.
can we change that and just say, oh, I'm not gonna get it if I wasn't originally going to buy it. You know, I'm not gonna be marketed to. I'm just gonna be happy with what I got.
I think it takes a lot to be that enlightened.
Yeah.
Being content with what you already have. It takes a lot.
Right.
Like I can't just sit down one day and be like, okay, I'm happy with what I have, because then I start thinking like, what don't I have? Like I want more shoes, want more clothes. You know what I'm saying? But that's my parking meter. But and it's very hard for the normal person to just sit down and be like, hey, I'm happy with what I have.
Right. But it's okay. So it's good to want more in different fields of your life. Okay, we kind of lost track of what we were saying, but on the topic of just wanting what you have, it's hard because there are points where you do want to strive for more, but there are toys and things that will only give you temporary happiness, you know?
So what should you go for?
What makes you happy?
In your opinion, like what makes you, you know, like
that's so hard because
like want to push yourself to get more of?
My family, just being not having to struggle Um, yeah, I guess that's it. But like once I achieve it, and I know that I will, then I'll have a different perspective. You know, once I start having extra cash to spend, then I'll have a different perspective because I'll already have fulfilled that goal, you know? So will I then just start spending more money, or
I don't know. What makes you happy, you know?
I don't know. I don't know what makes me happy.
What should
I don't know.
what should you always want in life? For
Uh,
you, your life. What should you always want?
Personally, I think self growth is one of the things that I could focus on and like um, get happiness from. As long as I see myself growing as a person every day and trying not to take steps back, then I'll be happy. Um, and I guess making money,
Mm.
but see, I haven't made that much yet, you know? Like I'm about to have my second closing in a few weeks here, and it does feel good, you know? It feels good. I'm gonna be able to like float for a little bit longer. Um, but I don't know how it feels to have like an abundance yet. And so when I do have an abundance, I guess traveling, traveling makes me happy. Just like meeting people.
Mm.
But I don't know because I find happiness in the smallest things. Like even like just today, me and Bruce went on some previews this morning and I was like, and then he said something really like that stood out to me. He said, "What am I going to do to get business today? What am I going to do to get business?" There's a few different ways you can get business in real estate: open houses, cold calling, contacting your sphere of influence. Um, and I thought of something today. I was like, let's challenge each other. Whoever passes out more business cards gets dinner bought from the other person, gets dinner paid for by the other person. And so that's what I've been doing today. I've been going around downtown just handing people business
Oh,
cards.
really?
And so on my way here, like I passed somebody, and then I was like, while I was skateboarding, I just gave him a business
Oh, really?
card while I was going.
Oh,
I was
nice.
like, and then
That's
he
Hooper.
he looked at me. He was like, but it's just a way to like get our names out there, and like you never know who needs a realtor. And that gave me so much happiness, just going out and like, cause it's so scary for me. And as much as an extrovert, as extroverted as I am, it's still I still got scared like going out and just saying, "Hi, if you need to buy or sell your home, please contact me," you know.
Oh, yeah.
If you need to buy or sell your home, please contact me, because there's just older people, you know, that work at Mayo, but it gave me so much happiness just because I was doing it, you know, and it's such a beautiful day outside.
So that is what drives you, right? Like what really
Yeah.
drives your life and what drives your happiness is that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I don't know, it sounds corny, but seeking discomfort. Shout out to S Theory. Um, but yeah, it's so scary because all your life, especially in an Asian household, you're like, money, money, money,
Mhm.
success, success, success will bring you happiness, caring for your family. But oh shit, I just went out and talked to 10 strangers and connected with them, and that gave me a little bit of a rush, and it gave me like, oh snap, like this is crazy. I'm talking to random people, making connections.
Mhm.
It was free except for the cost of my business cards, which is close to nothing. And it just took my time, you know, like it didn't cost anything.
Took effort.
Yeah, it took
That's
effort.
That's pretty much it.
And it was like, why I was happy, it was because I was proud of myself, you know, proud of myself for, even though I was scared going out there and talking to people.
Mm. I think for me,
Yeah.
for what drives me to always want more is, so ever since I've been more open, I think connections, learning to understand people.
Yes.
Because that's huge. Like if you don't understand people, then you will always look at yourself and be like, why am I not enough? When if you're open and understand more, you learn to recognize your achievements more, or like learn to love yourself more because of what you see others are going through and what their stories are. Because if you close yourself off, you're um like blocked into like a tunnel vision. Like
Yeah.
you don't know what's going on, around you.
So you like understanding other people and seeing what, like, being able to even recognize what they're going through,
Mm-hmm.
and like reading people so that you can better make connections, or so that you
Yep.
can better.
Just I think to respect them more,
Oh,
because
okay.
of like back then. I mean, I still kind of am, but like judgment is a big thing within like society. Like I would see
Right.
someone and be like, like why is he like this? But if I sit down and take time to like really learn their story, I can respect them more than
Right.
just surface level judgment.
Right. Because
Um,
it's super easy to judge people's service level,
yeah.
and it's hard to um actually get to know somebody.
Mm-hmm. Secondly, I think always being in competition with myself.
Mm.
Um, I used to really compare myself a lot.
To who? Just your
Just
friends?
like friends, family, competitors, like in business, like
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, why don't I have that? But stepping back and being in like a competition with yourself really pushes you to compete internally and not externally. Meaning like you will always drive to be better rather than always striving to prove yourself to others. You know what
Ah,
I'm saying?
yes. So yeah, so that the work you're doing is genuine and not
Mm-hmm.
for
Other
the
other
the
people.
acceptance of other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll always working to improve
It's
myself.
like self-growth.
Self
Yeah,
growth.
yeah.
Yeah. Like not trying to prove others wrong.
Right. And it'll come from a genuine place as well,
Yeah.
because you get that high of, oh shit, I'm doing this better.
Yep.
I'm doing this
Doing
better.
achievements. Yep. Yep. Exactly. So
Yeah.
those things is what drives me to get more of, and not just like money or like clothes or shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's deeper than that. Like it's being like talking on podcasts and like getting to be more open. Like it's open like new like doors. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
Like I was so like surface level shit. Now it's like I'm like, oh, like
Yeah,
get
you realize things about yourself.
the flaws and then work on it.
Exactly.
Self growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, and like that brings in the question of like, is self growth for everybody? Because a lot of people don't implement self growth in their daily lives, or
Mm-hmm.
like not on purpose maybe, but like they just don't know about it yet, or over time you become like, you get into a coma of the same thing every day, every day, every day, and like you're okay with it.
Um.
Oh, and then this is trippy. Being content is having, like, wanting what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And are you growing when you want what you already have?
I think self growth is not everyone can do it yet because they're distracted with things that are going on in their life.
So okay, so you think that it's a point in somebody's life that they want to strive for,
Yeah.
that everybody
Yep.
should strive for.
I think at a point you will reach a point where it's like, okay, I need to start working on myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
if you, I mean, like it's easy to get caught up in things like from work, from family problems, from just certain things. Like you can get caught up in shit like that will stop you from self growing because you need to worry about that stuff more.
Right.
And then once those things pass, you start to reach a point where okay, I have time now. I have some free time. I'm gonna start doing things to better myself and better things around me. Change what is my environment.
Yeah.
Manifesting destiny.
Do you think self growth only comes out when you're feeling low?
To an extent, I feel like when you have more time on your hands and you're more clear from distractions, that's when it happens.
Okay.
Kind of like Abdi, you know, me, you, and I, Abdi, everyone. I mean, we all had, you know, some time away,
Right.
some free time, some lesser distractions, and
Like reflect, kind of.
exactly
Uh,
things that distract you will I think postpone that.
yeah, it's that mundane, like being okay with where you're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was never really a part of like your guys' like weekly or daily hangouts in the summertime, but like, do you think, were you happy at that time? Like hanging out with them every day, or like did you want more at that time?
Temporary happiness, yeah. But I was not happy with myself, so you know, like distancing off from everyone that had like that was like free time for me to reflect. And
What weren't you happy about?
just you know, like my effort in like work, my motivation to do more. You know, I was like at a place where I was like, I think I'm doing enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
And then when, you know, like work started back up, summer ended, and all that like fun vibes kind of died down. I'm like, I'm not doing enough. So I
Right.
started working on doing more, getting my motivation, going work out in the mornings, you know, like
Yeah.
starting off your day to just simply, you know, like better yourself, benefit yourself, focus on
Right.
yourself. So I think we all, as boys and like people, you know, possibly can at a point just reach like a point of like enlightenment or like reflection.
Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, now I have to work on myself and be better, or just start doing shit and change your environment and your scenario.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, if you have made it this far into the podcast, I just want to say thank you. We just want to say thank you, and I'm really interested to see what your thoughts on this are, on just self-growth in general and what we've been talking about, because I'm sure that you have your own opinions as well. And so we'd love to further this conversation, whether it's in the comments below or just through DMs. You know, we'd love to hear what you have to say, or even if you want to meet in person, do a podcast, because self-growth is such a big topic. And it's like, but like I'm really intrigued by other people's journeys and where they're at, so that I can try to learn more from it, you know? So if you, it's just so interesting, like how everyone is at different points in their lives, and self-growth is just like a crazy, crazy big lifelong journey.
Yep, it takes time, but as life goes on, you will experience that. So
Sounds so corny.
yeah, but it's true. But other than that, I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah, it's been a good 35-minute podcast.
It's weird how we're talking about like Illuminati, all of a sudden went to self growth. I like that though.
Yeah, Illuminati just didn't really. I don't really care.
I think about it so much. You
Oh,
know
you
what I'm
do?
saying? Like
Yeah,
things that influence us. Yeah.
it's. I guess that was on me. Like I didn't. Dang it! Now I feel bad because I didn't ask you more questions about why you were intrigued on it, and I was kind of selfish about it, and been like, and I was like, oh, I don't really care about this subject, so let's just move on to the next. And so before we end the podcast, is there any last feelings about the Illuminati that you want to get out?
I think that there's a higher group that is controlling things, media, music, what you see on TV and stuff. I think that is true, just because of testimonial videos that I've seen, whether it's fake or not. It's all conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? But I personally do think that it is a thing.
Okay.
And that lizards are actually running the world. So
lizards? Is this goofy?
But other than that, thank you for watching this podcast. This is Kevin Tran and Johnny Tran signing out. If you have any questions, please DM us on Instagram. Other than that, subscribe, like, and follow. And I'll see you next Friday.